What up, guys? Today we've got a new episode. Or I've got an episode for you. We have, why was it we? I have Jeremy Palko on the show who played Andy. As you can see, if you're watching the video, I'm repping the Kill Del Early shirt, which I wore while meeting him in 2019. We just thought it'd be kind of funny to wear it again for the interview. Gonna send him the link, and I'll see you when he's here. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Good. How are you?
Good. Can you hear me?
Yes, all good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, my friend. How are you?
Oh, good. Thanks. How have you been?
Good, good.
We've been busy during lockdown, pandemic.
Yeah. Pandemic, lockdown, all that good stuff. Doing everything I can to stay busy, keep the mind busy.
Good. 'Cause I guess you've been doing loads of artwork, which is I always see it, and it's so good.
Oh, I appreciate that. I really do. Yeah, that's a newfound passion that I just kind of, out of pure boredom in the last year, just started doodling on things, and people have kind of accepted it, which is kind of cool. So it's keeping me busy. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think it was new. I thought you've been doing it for years, but I guess not.
No. Literally last year around this time, I would say, went to the dollar store, grabbed some paints and a canvas, and just started doodling. And somebody wanted to buy it, so paid a few bills with it, and yeah, kind of been a newfound desire. So
good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's really good. I always see him on Twitter and Instagram. Like, just for a year's work, it's really talented.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yeah, I was just out organizing some of the paints yesterday. I've got like boxes and boxes full, so I'm ready for quarantine to kind of loosen up a bit and start doing, I don't even know, art shows, maybe Comic Cons. I don't know. So
That'd be cool doing drawings at like the new whatever kind of cons are happening now, because Walkstalker's dead.
Yeah.
And I've been to the camp, that's where we met for the first time.
That's right.
And that was really good. But
yeah,
I think
they got coming up in May. I think they have one scheduled. So
yeah, it's outside, right? No, it's not. It's in the hotel.
I don't know. I think I remember Michelle mentioning last year that it was going to be inside at a hotel. So we'll see.
That's good. I mean, hopefully it's safe for you guys, because we've got no conventions here. It's a lot stricter in England than America, which is, I guess, is good, but it's still hard.
Yeah, a lot of people going through a lot more difficult times at the moment, so can't complain over here.
Good. Have you had any acting work?
Yeah, it's been kind of off and on for the past year. I wrapped up with Tyler Perry in his new show called Ruthless, and I worked on a project called Saints and Sinners here in Atlanta. And it feels like things are starting to get moving again. The phone's starting to ring a little bit more now, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, definitely.
But slowly but surely, I actually had a job that I got kind of written out of due to the pandemic. I was a little disappointed about that one, but my character had a crowd scene. It was only it was on a pretty cool project, and I got the call saying that they had to rewrite the script. So yeah, that sucks, but on to the next.
Yeah, true. Just I don't think things are that bad anymore. I don't know what it's like, but it seems to be getting better. I hope
it does. I mean, safety first, which is cool. Yeah. There's no excuses for that, so it seems like everyone is kind of doing better things for everyone around them, which is a good sign. Just humanity in general, I guess, is good.
Yeah, we're finding out our new rules or something tomorrow. I don't know what it's going to be, but our prime minister said it's going to be good news for once.
Good.
So fingers crossed it's someone's getting eased, because we can't even go to see our like grandparents or anyone.
Terrible. That's really terrible.
But luckily we know we have FaceTime, and we have any way of social media to contact people with?
Yeah, my mom's trying to get over to Germany. My grandmother's turning 96 this year, so like she's desperately trying to get over to Germany, and that's just not obviously possible at the moment. So we'll
Hopefully, you
see.
can get there soon. I have a good few walking dick ways, and then some of your other smaller kind of like cameos or in movies and stuff, which I found pretty interesting because I didn't know you're in them and I've seen them. But
Oh, really? Yeah.
yeah, it was cool.
Out there that my mom's even seen, and she didn't even know where I was. So I'm curious to what you found.
I'll go for those ones first. Actually, you were in Final Destination.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Was
I think
it
the Final Destination, if I remember correctly, and it was like part
the
5 or
last
something.
one?
I don't know.
Last one. I've seen.
It was a 3D one. I was an extra. I was a stand-in. A friend of mine was the stunt coordinator, so I got to play with the stunt team a little bit.
That's cool.
That was just a cool experience, just to get on set,
Yeah, and then Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. That was a really really cool shoot. They were looking for a bunch of extras, and by extras I mean they wanted like 30 people to cruise on a cruise ship for an entire week. And so we did that, and it was like 90% play and 10% work. So for a few hours a day, they would shut off parts of the ship, and a couple of the main actors would come in, shoot scenes, and we would literally just be behind them. I mean, every day we had new jobs. Like one day I was a bartender, one day I was like a pool guy, and the next day I was this, and man, it was just an experience.
And then I was watching a video earlier, and you did some stuff with like Disney cruises.
I did. I used to work on the Disney Cruise Line straight out of college. I flew down to Florida. I'm from Seattle, so I'd flown down to Florida just on a whim, really. Like I graduated college. I didn't know what I was going to do. And a friend of mine was like, why don't you try the Disney Cruise Line? And I didn't even know that was a possibility. So applied online, got a phone call, and 3 days later I was cruising around the Caribbean dancing like a pirate. And I did that for like 2 years. So
that's pretty good. How long was one cruise? Was it like a week or longer?
I was on a ship for 1 year called the Wonder, and they would do like 4-day and 3-day cruises. So it was really just kind of quick turnaround. And then halfway through one of my contracts, I got moved over to the newer ship, the Disney Magic at the time, and they were doing 7-day cruises. So it was a different experience, but it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun, that job.
Was that what did doing that make you realize you want to go into acting?
It really, really did. I mean, in college, I kind of dabbled with theater. I'd done a few plays, but nothing that gave me any confidence thinking I could do it. And once I kind of broke out of my shell, thanks to Disney, being put in front of thousands of people daily doing beyond silly things, kind of gave me that itch and that calling. And a friend of mine introduced me to an agency down in Florida where I resided for a while and started auditioning. So, and kind of the rest is history now.
Yeah. What was your first TV role?
First TV role? I'm trying to think. First TV. I know my first movie role was Never Back Down, in which I played a football player, and I was so excited because I'd played football my whole life, and I'd had knee surgeries, and I could never really play again. First TV role, I really don't know. I'm trying to think. Probably an extra in something, but first speaking line, I'm gonna go with maybe Guiding Light. Shoot, I think it was a soap opera. Guiding Light came down to Florida and shot a few episodes, and I shot like four days on that, and man, that was fun. A lot of fun.
And then I haven't seen the Vampire Diaries, but I mean I know I've met Ian Somerhalder, and I know a lot of people. Well, my friends have liked the Vampire Diaries. So how was it work? How was it working on that show?
That was a lot of fun. I remember getting the call and getting pretty excited. I'd never seen the show, but obviously a lot of people I knew were very adamant about that show. And I remember driving up to Georgia at the time, and I just shot a short in which I played a vampire, and the makeup artist had just done a terrible job, and it had painted my face bloody red the night before, and I was going to set in like fear because my face was still bright red and I couldn't scrub and get this horrible paint job of a makeup thing off my face. But no, I got to set and everything was okay. And I remember sitting in my trailer for a very long time. And then we were shooting on location, and Vampire Diaries obviously has a following, and outside on location there was thousands of fans across the street, and they called me to set. And when I got out of my trailer, like everybody across the street went nuts, like we're screaming and everything. And I was like, oh man, this is really cool. And I turned around and Ian Somerhalder had just gotten out of his trailer. And so everybody was screaming for him like 3 feet behind me, and I looked like an idiot. So, but very, very nice guy, cool crew.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I know him from Lost. Have you seen Lost?
I saw Lost, yeah, a long time ago. And ironically, the only season I don't think I watched was the last one, and that was only because of all the spoilers and everyone told me what had happened. But that's right. Didn't he get buried alive in that? If I remember correctly, it was like one of the earlier seasons.
He died he ironically died in another plane crash.
Oh, then maybe I'm thinking someone else. But yeah,
I don't. There was two people that got buried alive, and
you know what I'm talking about. Those two on the beach, right?
Yeah, I actually think his name was Palko or Pablo. It begins with a P.
Pablo, yeah, Pablo.
Was,
I think, yeah. I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
because,
kind of a big. Oh, yeah.
Pardon?
He's a big actor now. Whoever that was.
Oh, didn't know that. But everyone hated his character, which is why.
Right.
I can't say that nothing but I hate a character because I'm wearing a Kill Daryl shirt, but that's my.
Is that what your shirt says?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet people love you for that.
Yeah. Were you a fan before you were cast, or no?
I remember I had read for the show a few times when it first came out down in the Southeast here. It was really just the Untitled zombie show at the time, and I had read for season 1 and I read for season 2. I'm sorry?
Do you know what characters?
I don't. In the first season, I want to say it was the cop, the young cop in the very beginning that Morgan and Andrew Lincoln killed on the fence. I remember that one specifically. Oh, yeah. I had read for Dwight years later. I remember getting called back with some of the dialogue, and then by that point, I had actually started watching the show, and I'd recognized some of the dialogue from Dwight. And at that point, I just figured I was never going to get cast, and so I didn't really, get into it very much. But lo and behold, read for Andy, and I got it. And then I went back and I kind of binged the whole thing in a week. And yeah, I really, really kind of watched it with more of an open mind, and I really, really enjoyed it. And then the next week I was working with a big portion of the cast, so it was kind of a world from just watching and binging a show, and then the next day you're on it. So it was fun. It was easy to kind of get into that mind and that world.
Yeah.
Having just fresh on the head. So
you got scenes with every main character, or nearly every.
I got very lucky. In this world of The Walking Dead, there's hundreds of characters, obviously, and as an actor, it's really cool just to be a part of this show. But I got really spoiled in the fact that like all my scenes, especially at season 6, were with. I remember one of my first scenes was just toe to toe with Andrew Lincoln, and just deep down being a little terrified. But everybody on set's really cool, and I had one of my other scenes was choking out Michael Cutlets, the character, and I remember getting to set, and you don't really know anybody. It's your first day or second day, and I had to literally just crawl on Michael and start choking him out. And, but yeah, all the heavy hitters were there. Denai was there, and Norman Reedus was there, and Stephen Young was there, and Lauren Cohen, and Melissa McBride. Everybody was just really cool. So I got very fortunate to have some really cool scenes. So
yeah, that's good. Did you actually do the stunts for the fight scene, or?
I did, and I'm very proud of this because I actually had a stuntman with me who was, ready to go, to work. Obviously, these guys are pretty incredible what they do. But we rehearsed this scene in which, Michael would run over to me, pick me up, and kind of gently hit me to the ground was the words I think they used, and we'd rehearsed it like twice with pads, and then on action, I looked to the stunt coordinator, Monty, and I said, "Hey, so what? We're just going to go like 50%?" And he kind of laughed at me and he said, "Man, just hold on. Just hold on." And when they yelled action, I mean, everything we had just freshly rehearsed out the window. Cutlets on action, gave me a pretty good bump. And, we went to the ground. We didn't land anywhere near where we were supposed to. We didn't land in the positions we were supposed to, but ultimately I had to wind up on top and, in the choking position. And thank God I wrestled for a small time in my life, and those kind of kicked in, and I got into his side, and I think I pulled a muscle, and next day my ribs were hurting, but man, it was a lot of fun. And my stunt guy just, he said I did a good job. So that's all the verification I needed. And
Totally worth it then.
Yeah, man, it was down and dirty. It was cool.
If you could have picked more time, like if you could have had more time, do you know what you have liked to have done on the show? If you had any plans for Andy?
I memean, I think every character wishes this and that, and obviously as an actor and as somebody who just wanted a job, you always want longevity in these things. But having done, I think I did 6 episodes. I couldn't be more grateful for the opportunities. Just getting on there one day, it's everyone. You're completely grateful for that one opportunity. But later through the years, I kind of realized like, oh, I wish this had happened, wish that had happened. But maybe just more of a prominent character in the war. That first week shooting season 8, when we all knew we were going to war, it's kind of like summer camp. We all came back and we were all in Atlanta for a week, and we're all going hiking, and we're all going out to dinner every day at the hotels. And we get our scripts, and we were all kind of curious on who was going to be there next day and who wasn't. And unfortunately, like I think Andy was one of the first ones to go.
Yeah, he was the first named character to die in season 8.
Yeah, somebody told me that once, and I was kind of like a little embarrassed about it, but at the same time kind of proud.
Yeah.
Scott, I got the call from Scott Gimple, which was kind of nice. I didn't expect that, but kind of reminded me that the character of Andy had come full circle, starting at the satellite station, kind of, ending at the satellite station. So again, absolutely no complaints. And yeah, just man, memory lane, such a good time.
Yeah, the war was it killed a lot of the good characters, because I don't really count. Gavin did die, but I wouldn't really count him as a casualty of the war. Like you and Eric were my main 2.
Oh, Jordan Woods Robinson, a good friend of mine. Yeah, I remember he was one of the guys I spoke to when we'd all kind of gotten the calls, and my friend Dahlia, who played Francine, she'd gotten a call that she was getting axed. So yeah, one by one we all started dropping off, and the reality of the writer's room. So
it was sad to see. Yeah, you technically all somewhat died in the same episode, because you and Francine were dead, and then Eric was shot.
That's right. My character actually never got shot in his head. I just want to put that. So I'm still expecting to come back.
I don't think.
No, I don't. Can't remember. What's funny is I was actually in Birmingham when my character got killed off. I was doing Comic-Con in Birmingham.
All right.
So it was kind of the episode had aired before everybody knew about it here in the States. So I was talking to people about my character in England, and knowing full well that I was going to be dead, but I couldn't answer half the questions.
Yeah, that's really hard. Especially that one episode.
Yeah, you guys, like, it airs later, right?
Yeah, it airs Monday night, so it would not. Yeah, it'll air the 1st, right? Yeah, on the 1st.
Yeah. So
Right.
like you guys are very wary of spoilers and things online. And,
Yeah, and luckily
yeah.
But it was have you seen season 9?
I watched. I got to admit, I kind of fell off after I got killed off, and it wasn't out of spite or anything. It was just things were going a little different in my life. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I don't have I didn't have cable at the time, so I didn't have a way to watch it, and I wasn't truly obsessed enough to kind of illegally search for it. But I imagine I'll get back into it. But I keep pretty much up to date with most of the things that are going on, and I'm in enough, chat rooms and everything, and people
Yeah.
tag me tons of things to know very full well of what's going on in the show. But I definitely love and support everybody in and out of that show. So and I will continue to follow what's going on.
We had our last Walkstalker in London the week after the big Pike scene. So
Yeah, the heads on the
everyone, yeah, everyone was going to meet them.
Yeah,
but it was sad to see everyone, because those scenes were so hard to watch.
Actually, I want to say that was the last episode I think I saw, and then before it kind of fell off a little bit. So, but yeah, very very powerful scene.
See, I would have, if Andy didn't get that scene, I think him and like a few of us would have got the Pike scene, which would have been a really cool way to go. Any death.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. People always gave me a little grief for how I went out, and how, through the power of editing, it looked like I was just standing there with a gun pointed at people, not pulling the trigger. When in fact, when we shot it, it was very, quick and everything. So
yeah, it was a really quick scene to go, but was.
Oh yeah, it was like before the credits and everything. So I think a lot of people had tuned in and hadn't even noticed I got shot. So that was fun.
That happened with Laura. Her and Beta have a fight, and you don't even realize he killed her. Until
Which one's I don't remember.
The savior with the tattoo.
With the tattoo?
Yeah.
Okay. Lindsley.
Yeah, we would not know if she died until he was Talking Dead.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of characters, a lot of deaths.
I mean, to get killed off, even to get one episode in that show, well, now is the 3 shows, the whole universe, is such a amazing experience.
Oh, absolutely. I remember actually when I got killed off, I'd wrapped at everything. I got the crew and cast are really kind to you on your way out the door, and I'd said my piece and I was gone, and then I got a call like a week later saying that they needed me for one more shot. And so I'd driven from Orlando, where I was living, up to Sonoy, to shoot one scene, and it was literally just me holding a gun, and they were shooting my eyes, and it was right before my character got shot. So I remember thinking that was pretty cool. I had driven up, 7 hours, shot for 30 minutes, and then drove. Actually, I stayed up here with a friend, but then I turned around, drove 7 hours home, all for that 3-second clip that they used, which they ultimately used, which was really cool. But yeah, having that attention to detail and your character having an actual death on screen was kind of kind of them. So
did you actually film in the satellite area, or was that another set?
That was at a satellite station in the middle of nowhere in Georgia, with hot, sweaty, no cell service. It was this big abandoned satellite station here in Georgia.
It's in the middle of nowhere, right?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, we found it. I don't know how people found it. We got the details when we went there.
Did you go there?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I remember. We shot there till like 5 a.m. And there was actually a few tour groups around here that go to the satellite station quite often, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, we didn't do we were gonna do a tour, and we did our own. So we just hopped in a car and we drove to Carol's house.
Where do you guys find these addresses and everything?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, our friend found them from somewhere, and we was just going around, and which is weird. You've seen us on the show, and then you like go there in real life, just seeing it. And going, or we didn't go in, but like right next to Alexandria and Woodbury.
Yeah, yep.
Just you live in Georgia, right? Oh,
I do. I live about 40 minutes away from from Raleigh Studios where they actually shoot the show, and so a lot of the locations are not too far from where I live, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, you can always so you're still you're still in that universe somewhere.
It's weird, yeah. Like some days I forget that like it's literally just a hop skip across the street. If anybody ever wanted to go visit, I could be their ultimate tour guide, honestly. But
Yeah.
uh,
What was your favorite scene to film?
my favorite scene, oh man, I'll tell you, I know exactly which one. It was season 8, and you know, we finished up on the end of season 6, in which I came in. Um, and so I shot, and then season 6 ended, and season 6 came out, and that's kind of when my life kind of changed. Um, but then season 7 came around, and I kept getting calls every week from my agency, and they were like, is he available? And it was always like, yes, let's get going. And season 7, they only wound up using a couple of the Hilltoppers and just a couple of scenes.
Yeah.
So it was a little frustrating sitting through season 7. And then season 8 comes around, and all we kept hearing about was, the war, they're going to bring everyone back. And so I think it was the 100th episode we shot, and we were outside of the Savior's compound, and we just all loaded up with guns, and everyone was there, the cast, everyone was there, and we were shooting out in the fields with all the cars getting mounted up, and it started storming, like it started pouring down rain, and so we halted production, and all of us, and I mean everyone, from like the main cast, like we're sitting on a school bus in this pouring down rainstorm, and we're just having like a good old time. It was like the first day back at school, and everyone was just thankful to be there. And we're playing with big old guns, and and all we had to do that day was listen to Andrew Lincoln, Corey Payton, and Lauren Cohen give speeches on the truck. And so it was really cool. We just all stood there, and and Andrew Lincoln's given this monologue and speech, and I'll tell you what, man, everybody was hyped up after that speech about going to war. Like we all wanted to start shooting somebody. I mean, but it was just as an actor, just to sit there and watch these guys and gals work. It was very inspiring and very cool to see them do their thing, without any help from us, really, because we were just there to to be their soldiers, and that was a great day on set. I remember that.
Definitely, that was just everything, the way it was shot, when you're like you and Diana, then it's like Enid and
that tracking shot, right? I remember that was kind of cool because Jesus, the tracking shot. But I remember they added some dialogue. I actually asked Greg Nicotero if I could do that. He was very cool about it. So but that tracking shot was ultimately really, because we're all like spaced out on this field.
Yeah.
I had no idea what like Jordan and Ross were doing, or Cooper was doing, but ultimately when I saw that episode, it was really, really well done. That was a day it actually started pouring down rain, so that was a lot of
fun. If you could have had more time, if you could have had more scenes, or just scenes in general with any of the actors, who would you have liked to have worked with, or worked with more?
I'm trying to remember. I mean, I really enjoyed our Hilltop little community. I enjoyed Karen Cisse. She played Birdie on the show. I don't know if she's still alive or not, but
yeah.
My buddy Peter plays Eduardo, and then there's James, who plays Cal. Like we had this cool little Hilltop group, and they played their part, obviously. But man, it would have been cool to have more scenes with those guys. And Tom Payne, Jesus, obviously, I got to work with him. Was really cool. But I really would have liked to seen more of the Hilltop. But I get it. There's plenty of story to go around, and they focus on what they can, and they do a great job at it. So
I'd like to have seen you guys more, because Bertie's still alive.
That's
Eduardo,
right.
they're missing. I
And
really think they were
yeah,
both.
we've had a conversation outside of the show, and we're always kind of curious what happens to some of these. We call them like the B-list characters, um, and you just never know when they're going to come back or when they're going to pop up. So here's hoping that we see more of them in the future.
So you could come back because they're doing. I don't know if you've probably someone's probably told you they're doing another spin-off.
They are doing a spin-off, and I remember I got the breakdown for it like last year or the year before, and I remember you're talking about the Walking Dead, the World Beyond one.
Oh no, there's another one as well.
Oh, there's another one. I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I remember I got the breakdown for that one, and I got asked to read for some part, and I remember I asked my agency. I was like, "Is it okay if I read for this?" And they're like, "Oh, wait, you were in the show. Sorry, hold on." So they contacted them and they said, "No, you can't get one." So that was like they teased me with it, and then they kind of
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, there's a if there's called Tales of the Walking Dead where it's I don't know what kind of characters it is, but if I'm correct, there's one episode like for different characters, like a backstory or just extra story.
I would be I would jump at the opportunity. So
That'd
I
be
know
good
they're
if
making,
like a
making
hilltop
yeah.
because we don't really we do see a lot of the hilltop, but not a lot compared to the other groups,
Yeah.
and they're pretty good. I like the hilltoppers, and how was it like filming your death scene? Because it was pretty quick, but I guess it wasn't quick.
It was intense because the whole day I was kind of thinking, I was like, so I knew what they were going to do. They squibbed up my jacket and I was going to turn the corner and these guys were going to be shooting at me. The problem is that I was shot by a bunch of guys who you know were very eager and anxious to be on camera. That's not to say they weren't good at it or anything like that, but it just seems like some of these guys hadn't been on set too long. And so when they gave them guns and they were really excited about shooting me, I kind of got nervous because I mean, first of all, when someone points a gun in your face and pulls the trigger, whether it's a blank in that gun or not, you're going to get a natural reaction. And so when I had these five guys like pointing guns at me, and they pulled the trigger, I was like pure terror in my face. So we only shot, I think that scene like twice, because one time my squibs actually didn't actually go off. But it was a lot of fun, and I hit the ground, and I remember we had to shoot for another couple hours because we had to shoot Lenny James's stuff when he got up and walked down the hall. I remember just lying in this pool of blood for about 4 hours, and it was horrible. It was cold, and my hair kept sticking to the ground, and every
Oh,
time I moved my head, like it would pull my hair. And so after just lying in my own blood for 4 hours, I got stepped on by a bunch of these guys who, the scene called for all these extras to run out and run down the hallway. And so they all, kept stepping on myself and Lenny and this guy, Brent Gentile, who played, I forgot his character's name. But afterwards, we all took these like shaving cream baths to get the blood off of you. And yeah, and then I went home. But that was a long day of lying on a very cold floor and very sticky blood.
easy work, really, I guess.
I guess there's no complaints. I really did no. Yeah, I won't complain about it.
Um, would you have liked to have been a walker or no?
What's funny is like I always said that I never wanted to be it because I don't like the makeup process. I really just don't like it all over my face. But the day I left set and realized that Andy, my character, had not been shot in the head, properly, he'd been shot in the chest like 3 times. I was kind of bummed I didn't get to, be a zombie, but maybe one day, I'll say that and then I'll get there. I'm like, man, I hate this stuff. But
Yeah, it looks like a
yeah,
lot of
so yeah,
hard
yes,
work.
but I did realize while shooting that some of the walkers you've got your hero walkers that spend, hours upon hours in the
Yeah.
makeup chair. And then you've kind of got like the back ones that literally just wear a mask. And so I guess just what degree of what kind of walker I would be. I'd probably be the lazy walker, just way in the back, just so I can say that I was a walker, I guess. But
Yeah, it'd be cool to see like a few of the Hilltoppers and the Kingdomers and the people have just died, but they're not like shot on the head. Because you would expect Morgan to just quickly put them down out of mercy, I guess, because nobody wants to turn.
nope. But
how was it like working with Lenny James? Because everyone. So like if they've met Lenny James, I've met Lenny James, but like all the cast absolutely love Lenny James.
He was awesome because I spent like 2 days with him. Man, just it's so funny, for as serious as this show seems to be. A lot of the actors are just kind of like carefree, having fun, and Lenny was no exception to that. He was constantly singing and friendly and just upbeat, and man, just such an inspiration because I'd loved a lot of his work before I got the chance to work with him. And on a show like this, you never know which character you're going to be spending more time with. And up until that point, I'd never worked with Lenny James, and I'd seen his character Morgan, obviously, but to have my character die right beside his was kind of it was a real honor. Honestly, I really loved it. I enjoyed talking with him between takes, and I took everything that he taught me, and the bits of tutelage that he had to offer. I definitely took it to heart. So,
did him and Andy both switch back to their British accent, which I bet was just really weird to see Rick Grimes in a British accent?
I think I only caught Andrew Lincoln a few times outside of the Rick Grimes dialogue or his accent, and that was usually around lunchtime. From what I remember, I think Lenny he just turned it on during the scenes, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it is sometimes kind of a whirlwind to hear some of the actors go from their characters into their natural accents, which a good portion of them are from England. So
it was good, yeah.
Fun. It's really fun to hear, I think. So
yeah, but it's I didn't really know any of them until when I started watching, and you hear it and just if you were like you seeing Andrew Lincoln as himself or as dressed in full Rick Grimes beard and speaking like very 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 British. He's from London, right? So he's posher than we are down here.
Yeah.
Because I live quite at the bottom, so we're not like we don't sound. I don't think we sound that British compared to Andy.
Yeah.
But yes,
you kind of do, but that's just me. I live in Georgia.
You've lived in Florida too, right? As well. I was watching interviews with Captain Kyle, the governor cosplayer, actor.
Oh yeah. I remember him. So
yeah, I always trying to get like just see what kind of questions I can ask, and even if you've answered them before, it's just good to hear because I know.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. Sometimes I remember the answers. I mean, my old manager used to be able to tell some of the stories, before I could because I'd answer so many questions. But honestly, I love them. They never get tiresome. But I do remember that guy, Kyle, the governor. So
if I've been friends with him for no, I guess friends, but yeah, it's it's the Walking Dead family, which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's real. True.
Have you done one UK con, or have you been to more, or been offered more UK cons?
I've only traveled over to England once, and that was for the Birmingham con. And I went with Anne Mahoney, who played Olivia in the show. She slaps Negan. She's such a sweetheart, and I love traveling with her. She's so cool. But I've been trying to get back over there. My management and their team, they do a great job. But now's not a good time to travel there. So
I don't
we'll see
know.
what future brings.
What con was that one? I don't remember.
I'm trying to think what it was called. It was Birmingham Horror Con, maybe. God bless, I can't remember.
Wait, I think was it you, Anne, and someone else?
There was
Jason.
What? Jason
Smith,
Doug?
Gavin.
I cannot remember.
Tobin. I remember. I think it was. I couldn't go for some of them, but it was. And now I do remember you, or three of you attending a con here.
I think there was 3 of us invited. I think Peter was supposed to go and he had to cancel. There were some horror people there. There was like Leatherface and a couple other actors. But man, what an experience! Like I'd never ridden like trains as much as I had there, and I got kind of confused. And I know Anne got lost and spent like 8 hours going the wrong way or something like that. So yeah, I definitely would jump at the chance to head over that way again.
Well, hopefully, we can. There were quite a few cons here, which there's one which I think I will always recommend to the Walking Dead people, because it's not just that one show. There's, I don't know what kind of movies or TV shows you like, but guaranteed there'll be someone from there at this Showmasters event.
Well, keep me informed of any ones you hear about, and I'll pass them along to my agency.
If when they come back, I'll just try to get more Walking Dead people at these cons, because I love Walking Dead. I love talking to smaller characters in the show, because some people like they just only go or only meet the big stars like 10 times.
Yeah, right. They'll stand in Norman's line for 8 hours every time, but us little we're over in the corner. So,
but that's why I like Walk Stalker, or I guess liked, but then and the camp, because they got quite a lot of the smaller characters which don't get invited to those as much.
Yeah.
I think I've got no more questions.
Well, awesome, man.
It's been good.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Hey, it's my absolute pleasure, man. This was great. So I appreciate you looking out for all the other actors in the show. So there's a lot of good hard work.
My favorite. Hopefully I can get some more sim just to keep. I do this just because it gives everyone something to do, because this year, with this last year and a half, have been so shit for everybody.
Yeah. So
it gives someone else to talk to and something to just do and look forward to.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, if there's anything I can do in the future to help you out, man, let me know. So,
thank you very much.
I'll talk to a few of the other actors around here and see what their schedules are like. So
okay, brilliant. Thank you.
Awesome, man. Well,
good day.
Enjoy your Sunday, Tyler, and I'll talk to you soon. All right.
You too. Thank you. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.